Hey, Malachi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you sitting down with me today. I just got
Yeah.
a few questions for you.
Okay.
Let's start with your background. What's your hometown?
Yeah. Hometown is Columbus, Ohio. Born and raised. So,
Yeah, can you tell me a little bit about your family?
yeah. So I got a small circle. My mom, my little brother, my little sister, my uncle, my auntie, and my grandma. That's it. And my trainer. I've been working out with him for 7+ years, so he became family as well.
Oh, that's great. Did you play any other sports growing up?
Nah, not really. Like when I was younger, I played like soccer and baseball, but like basketball, I just kind of been at everything, everyday thing. So.
Yeah. When did you start playing organized basketball?
Organized basketball when I was probably 8 or 9. So I started playing AAU. And yeah, I took it off from there.
Yeah. What point was it? Did it click where you thought you might be able to make something out of basketball for yourself?
Yeah, it was my 8th grade year. I dunked on somebody, and that was my first in-game dunk, but also my first poster too. So I felt like if I just keep working, I can do something with this.
Yeah. How tall were you then?
I was probably like 6'2", 6'3". So I'm
Oh, wow.
6'5" now, so I grew 2 inches. But yeah, I was around that height.
So you're from Ohio. So
Yeah.
what did it mean for you to be able to stay home and play at
Yeah.
Ohio State?
Yeah, it meant everything to me. Just playing for my hometown school. So it was I loved every second I was there on campus. With the coaching staff and everything. So it was a good what's the word? It was a good feeling to play for my hometown and have my family come watch me too. So
So speaking of which, so on the Basketball News mock draft, we currently have you going number 14 of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
yeah,
How would you feel if that actually happened?
hey, it'd be cool. Like a lot of people back home, they kind of want me to stay and play for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So it's just a blessing being in this position.
So we had talked about this briefly in Chicago last week, but I watched you early in the season at the Fort Myers Classic, and
Oh
at that
yeah,
point,
okay,
you weren't really playing a huge role. I think you're starting. You
yeah, I
didn't
was
get a whole
starting.
lot of shots. You didn't do a whole lot, and really had an interesting season. You started off relatively slow, and then you just erupted halfway
Yeah,
through. Um, how did your season unfold from your perspective, and what clicked for you to elevate your game so dramatically?
yeah. So like you said, I really didn't have a big role on the team, so I was just kind of trying to fit in at the beginning of the season. But then kind of when we played Wisconsin at home. I had 0 points and 4 turnovers. I text Coach Holtman after the game, and I told him thank you, for him just playing me through those mistakes, turn over the ball. And I was just frustrated with myself, so I looked myself in the mirror and basically was like, we gotta get to work. So after that, the Nebraska game came, and I didn't want that game to just be a fluke, be like, oh, he was hot that game. So throughout the whole season, I just kept working and just kept that in the back of my head. Like, I don't want this game to be a fluke. So I just wanted to be consistent throughout the year. So I felt like I did that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Big Ten this year was absolutely stacked. Like just
Yeah.
as an example, I usually go to the multiple conference tournaments, and
Okay.
I posted up at Indy the whole time this year to see you and see everybody else.
Yeah.
Who was your toughest matchup this year?
Yeah. So the toughest matchups I had to like guard, I probably say Fats Russell from Maryland. He's a smaller guard, but he's so quick and shifty. I had to switch on him, and I probably say Johnny Davis and Jaden Ivey as well. Those guys were a year ahead of me, so they already had a feel for Big Ten basketball. So just kind of seeing how they move, but I felt like I matched up with them pretty well. So.
So Jaden Ivey, what about him makes him such a tough matchup for you?
Yeah, really just that quick first step that he has, him just getting to the rim with ease. Also him jumping up in the air and, you know, getting his shots anywhere he wants. So I felt like him was just it's just more him being more explosive than everybody.
Yeah, no, for sure. How about Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny, he's smooth. Smooth, he's a bigger guard as well. He gets to the mid range just like me. So just trying to make it tough on guys like that is very hard. So.
Is he as physical as it looks from the outside looking on in?
Yeah, he definitely is. He's a bigger guard. I feel like he plays through a lot of contact. So yeah.
All right. So, what was your driving force to decide to go all in on the draft?
Yeah, really just hearing good news. Just good feedback, and me just kept working, just put my head down. And after I just kept seeing the good news, I felt like it wasn't an option for me to pass up. So I feel like me just entering the draft, 2 feet in is, this is what I wanted. So I'm just excited to be here in this process.
Can you describe yourself as a player?
Describe myself as a player. You talking about like on the court, right?
Yep, on the
Like,
court.
let's see, man. I don't feel like I can describe myself in many ways. I'd probably say just being aggressive, being in attack mode, especially when I, get into those, in between those four lines. I feel like me just being in attack mode and just being aggressive. And that's why I was like at the second half of the season, just being aggressive, looking for my shot, but also facilitating for my team too. So probably say just being aggressive.
Are there any specific areas of your game that you're working to improve?
Yeah, just my tighter handle. I'm going to be on the wing a lot. Bigger guys, older guys. So just my handle, and also just my just working on my defensive abilities as well. I'm not going to be a player that's going to be riding away, handing the ball. So I feel like I got to get some stops on the defensive end. To get that trust on the offensive end. So.
How about do you model your game after any current or former players?
Yeah, so I watched a lot of Chris Middleton, Devin Booker, those kind of guys, same size guys that's get to the mid range, but also are 3 level scorers as well. So I feel like those guys I kind of model my game after.
Or if you had to choose one word to describe yourself, what word would that be?
I probably say resilient, just because it's gonna be some tough times, but I'm gonna push through, and I feel like this year was kind of me being resilient in a way as well. Not playing so good the first half of the season, but second half of the season, finding a way just to push through, and yeah, just get through that hump. So
All right, last question for you here. Let's pretend I'm an NBA general manager.
yeah.
What is your elevator pitch to me as why I should select you?
Yeah, really just, I love and breathe basketball. Like, I'm a hard worker. I know a lot of people say that, but I feel like I'm that. I wake up at 5 a.m. every day, just putting the work in, just to perfect my craft. So I feel like me just doing that, is just me just want to get better every day, and become the best basketball player I can. So
No, that's great. Hey, Malcolm, I really appreciate you doing this. We're
yeah.
less than a month away. Hey, best of luck to you, my man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
Yes, sir.